on.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Runelord Legacy, where I, your host, GM Jared, will be taking these amazing players through Pathfinder's Rise of the Runelord. Now, the caveat is we will be playing this in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Now, to throw it over to my amazing players to tell you who they will be playing, what their character name is, and kind of what's going on in their character's line of thoughts, as we have two new players with us right now. I'm going to toss it over to the amazing Dawn. How you doing this morning, Dawn?
Hey folks, I'm doing well. I play Nexon, who's the gnome Stitch Witch of the group. And Nexon is definitely curious to what the hell Malvolo was thinking when he blew up the stable. That we'll find out what happened.
Yes. I am Becca Godsey. I play Rain RLCs. And instead of wondering what he's thinking, it's more of like, how am I going to murder him for doing what he's doing? So that's in progress right now.
Hi, I'm AJ Winters. I am playing Cecilia, Catfolk Investigator, and currently my character is thinking about what utter ridiculous people she is with and what she has found herself in.
Hi, I'm Ari, and I'm playing Scarlet, the elven cleric who is trying to charm a taverner to get some beds for the night, and things derailed a little bit, and now we might be in debt. So we'll see what's about to happen.
Hi, my name's Michael. Do you have trouble with characters that tend to randomly blow up stables? Well, that's me. As to what I was thinking I was going to look at some lovely horses, and it just kind of went sideways very quickly. I don't know an explanation to anyone. Quit looking at me.
Set them on fire.
Look,
Accident.
Lovely horses.
look, accidents happen, okay? Look, we collapse giant monuments all the time. I mean, no one ever bats an eyelid. This is stable.
No. There's a whole phrase that accidents happen because we do stupid things.
It's very true. It's very true. Okay, yes, and my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. If you don't know who I am, then please follow my channel, because you found your way here. You know, I mean, it's over there. It's a tiny button. Makes me feel good, and it feeds my. Oh, where's Phantom? Didn't I put him on this layout? You'll feed a tiny dragon. I'll put the tiny dragon up, but you'll feed a tiny dragon. Okay. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you very much, everyone. Now, if you want to help Michael blow up more stables, there are a number of things our chat can do to interact with us, the players. So, and they're all through donations. And again, we graciously thank you all for these donations. At $5 donation, you can award a hero point to a player or a GM of your choice. At a $10 donation, you could give a player or a GM a sin boon. I gotta put that GM in there because I feel like I'm not getting any love. But a sin boon is a really cool magical ability that the players can activate and just kind of talk it out as to what they want to see happen. Nat 20 for $20, right? That makes sense. You give someone a final Nat 20, they don't even have to roll. They just look me dead in the eye and go, yeah, I rolled a 1 and I'm going to use that Nat 20, which happens very frequently. And huge donation of $50. That's a lot. And that's the mythic boon. I have to come up with something crazy that I have to give to my players as an item. A few of us have mythical boons, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, that's all the donations. Now, somewhere on the screen, is a...
Oh, and super quick, just before we get into the boss bar, I would like to give a very special and warm welcome to the dreaded GM who has just raided us with a massive raid of 34 people. Welcome in, guys. We hope that you're having a great evening. I hope that Hellraiser raised hell, because last time I heard Zach was having a heart attack over something. So I hope you guys are... a fake heart attack, guys. Just it's okay. They were messing with me, I think. I don't know. I haven't confirmed yet. Zach hasn't called me, though. So there's that. Anyway, welcome in. We're just about to get started. And, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Sorry,
thank you. Thank you for the raid. 30 people. Awesome. And didn't we see the movie Hellraiser? You don't play with the box. Just don't do it. Come on, guys. This general knowledge. Michael's creeping me out. And somewhere on screen you'll see a boss meter, and the boss meter, when it's full, due to donations, we have an epic boss encounter, which turns out to be fun, or they do set fire to buildings frequently because of boss meters. That's something that's happened in our past. With that all being said, right before we jump in, gonna give a huge shout out to our sponsors who keep the lights on for us. Hero Forge, who do all the miniatures you see on screen, and Sirenscape, who do all the really cool sounds for us. So with that being said, let's dive right in. Quick recap for everyone catching up or who haven't been here. Our players just made friends with 2 new lost souls from the Thessalonian Empire, Cecilia and Scarlet. Having found more people to join their merry band, they were attacked by talking Sinspawn, which is very strange. As they were attacked, they did get to meet a friend who's sitting next to me, Shalelu, who they knew from way back in Sandpoint. And Shalelu was like, hey, I'm looking for a group that seemed to be getting attacked by giants. They said, hey, we got attacked by these giant monstery things. Maybe we should follow along. Followed along, spent a little time heading over to the lovely town of, I forget the name exactly, because that's my job as a GM, is just to specifically forget important names. Turtleback Ferry. As they got there, Scarlet and Cecilia were trying to haggle their way to stay into a beautiful tavern. It was more of an actual hotel. As they were doing that, Marvolo and Clody decided to go around back, check out the lovely horses, and some might say Clody exploded, and the stable exploded, horses everywhere, fire. As that happened, Shalelu made eye contact with Marvolo and just kind of raised her hands in a confused, what is happening? Rain came outside, grabbed 2 horses, and is holding them. And that's where we pick up. An explosion rocking the town. Horses running around, Rain's grabbing them. Yeah, boom, big boom. And fire everywhere. People are running out their houses along the main road. Again, this is the main street, right? We'll just call it the main street in this town. People are just running around, screaming, fire, fire. As that is happening, you start to hear barking all over, loud, heavy set barking. Out steps Kolodi, kind of on fire and not like ablaze, but he caught a little flames and looking confused. And he makes eye contact with Marvolo, and Marvolo, you realize you didn't press the button. Something else happened. Shalelu, as she makes eye contact with you and you're holding the trigger, you're like, no, it wasn't me. You're shaking your head, no. And 2 large hounds rush her, barking and howling, and they rush her, and she starts to fend them off, getting pushed back into an alleyway. Rain, you're grabbing some of these horses. Nexon, you're outside, confused and dazzled. You see Kolodi kind of stepping out. Everything's getting crazy, and off in the distance, you see some more fires start to break out, and now you hear bells ringing as the town is going mad with excitement. Scarlet, Cecilia, you having now come out to the front porch area onto the wood, your boots, clacking on the ground, and everyone sees off into the distance a creature. His foot lands, and you watch ripples run across the greasy flesh of his fat body, barrel-sized biceps and forearms as big as tankards, as he lifts a fallen humanoid and he hurls the human away from him, barreling, laughing, piggy eyes glowing from underneath a beetle brow as he pushes a glistening tongue out of his bulbous lips to prod the top of a broken tusk, drooling out a dollop of spittle as he does so. And he looks around and laughs and then whistles this really gnarly whistle. It might be just the fact that he has a broken tusk. And you see more hounds rush into the town and start to grab just things. Like they're picking things up and running around. As you see all of this, you then hear a loud cat's screech, like a roar, almost like a mountain lion roar. And you turn and you see coming up near Shalelu, it jumps out of the dark, this beautiful, and Nexon, you know what this creature is. Rain, you know what this creature is. And Marvolo, you've seen this creature. It's a fire pelt Kruger. It has like a mohawk of orange, and it's ablaze with fire, and it's raging against these dogs, and it tears into one of the dogs that's fighting against Shalelu. As it tears into the dog, it rips its throat out and takes up a defensive position next to Shalelu. Shalelu, looking as this creature is a friend or an ally, she now pulls out both her short swords and takes a stance, picking them up, pushing the dogs back away from her. The town is erupting. People are screaming, and this massive creature, huge as it walks out. Again, a guard or maybe a person walks by. He grabs him and boops him on the head, and the body of this person just collapses to the floor. And this is what you see.
I immediately turn to the tavern keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, given the state of the town, our deal is off. I must protect the princess. And I grab Scarlet's hand and I kind of pull her off the little balcony. And
I grab my whip, which was on the counter, and go.
Is outside currently. She has one horse with one hand, trying to reach out and try to grab another with it. Seeing the dogs now getting hurt and barked. What is going on? Kalodi, I'm looking around trying to find out where, because I still think from this explosion, there is only one who could cause it. I see the monsters, but I also see explosions, and I have a history of knowing who starts explosions, and I'm searching and hunting. Where are you?
Kalodi walks out of the stable, kind of wafting this smoke away from his face as this large shambling puppet goes. Okay, listen, I know what it looks like, but it ain't me. Yeah. I swear. Look, look. You've seen me explode. I'm in pieces. I'm together. I'm all put together. This ain't me. Okay. Malvolo, the puppeteer, turns and says, he's actually right. I didn't actually even have time to push the button. Something else is going on here. Something is attacking these people.
I think it's that thing. Nixon's just going to point to the big, giant dude bonking people on the head. Or something related to that.
Kalodi will step forward, looking at the giant that Nexon is pointing to, and as Kalodi does, you see him sort of take a stance, flick his cape back, and go, "Hey, you! I was gonna blow up that stable. You and I, we got business. I'm gonna take you out." And Kalodi will try to make his way towards the giant in over there.
Mm-hmm.
Rain is going to release the reins of the horse that she has and just like, okay, no, just get out of here then. She's going to kind of slap it to encourage it just to run away at this point. The town's on fire. People are screaming. There's Big Ugly in front of us. And of course, Claudia's just running straight forward for it all on his own. And Rain just kind of panics and you kind of see like mom mode activated on her. And she just kind of runs up, like when a mom sees a toddler like running towards the street sort of thing, like there's a certain panic and authority, and she just stomps towards him, trying to catch up to hopefully grab him, because yelling out obviously is not going to work at this point. You do not go into this fight without the rest of us.
As Rain's kind of stomping forward. Oh, I'm sorry, Dawn. Go ahead.
Just how big is this thing? Like, is it large, big? Enormous?
Oh, it's large. It's okay. Large. It's Similar in size to that very large Sinspawn you fought that was eating other Sinspawn. Very large. So it's big, meaty hands. When it reaches out and grabs a human, it like envelops the person, and then he's just hammer fisting the top of their heads, and you just see them collapse down.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is this thing. These dogs that you see, right? Realizing they're not just dogs, they are wolves or large canids. Kalodi, as you kind of rush forward with Rain right behind you, you have Cecilia and Scarlet and Nexon all kind of standing at the front of this hotel, still seeing what's happening. And from your right hand side, coming around, one of the little alleyways, because the houses aren't all on top of each other, and most of the houses aren't on top of the hotel. A small pack of these large dogs, wolves, and from one of them you have a low growl emanate from the base of the pack leader's throat, and you realize it's like there's 3 of them, and they are definitely about to charge you guys.
Silence.
Oh no! Yeah, Malvola just sort of stutters as he says, "Look out! There are more over here."
I would like to use my whip and crack it a little bit and say, "Down, boys, down!"
Yeah. Sure. Give me first roll of the game. Give me an intimidation check because you're trying to, do the old circus lion tamer style.
And while we're waiting for that check, I would like to just give a very, very special shout out and thank you to Josie Poser for the raid of 22 people who have joined us. Thank you so much, guys, for coming and supporting the channel. We hope you enjoyed this show. For those of you who don't know, this is Rise of the Runelords, which is a Pathfinder 1st Edition adventure, which we are converting to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, thanks to GM Jared, our wonderful game master. Okay.
That should probably be higher. That was the diplomacy. You have intimidation. It's okay. I was like that definitely. I know your stats. I was like, I'm just looking at to see how terrified these things are of you. So yeah. All right, there you go. Nice high numbers. Wonderful. So you kind of step forward. You pull your whip out and you Indiana Jones that whip. You just crack it all over the place. And
Malvolo is also frightened. Very, very frightened.
And as you do that, you kind of step forward, taking this position of power, cracking that whip, and these dogs, wolves at this point, right? Like they're clearly obviously larger, back up away from you and decide to go chase some of the horses that are running out there. Like, you know what? It's just better this way. That food just looks way too dangerous. I'd rather go after the horse. As you do that, you do notice that the hotel owner has slunk back into the hotel, and you could slowly hear locks being turned as he's like, not today. And now we shift back over to Rain, Kalodi, and the 2 of them moving forward up onto this giant ogre of a creature, not as friendly as Shrek, but still as gruesome. This creature is attacking. Shalelu has now rushed forward with you, Rain and Kalodi, taking point and just diving headlong at this creature. She is slashing away, and this Kruger is fighting next to her. As she is slashing away, one of those large wolves leaps off of a building. They must have climbed up onto the smaller houses, and it leaps off of the house onto her, tumbling, scraping. the fire pelt jumps into this ogre, and as it like lunges for it, the ogre reaches out and backhands it, and this thing goes flying down the main street away from you guys. It lands on its side with a yelp, as cats do, and then it kind of stumbles back to its feet and hisses and starts to take off, and you could see some wolves taking off after this creature, and the ogre starts to howl. What would you and Kalodi like to do?
Oh, as soon as Kalodi sees this ogre, so just to clarify, it backhanded the cougar?
Yeah, so Shalelu is grappling with a wolf. The wolf jumped off onto the back of Shalelu, biting into her leathers, and she tumbled off. The cougar launched itself at this ogre, and the ogre literally just backhanded this poor cat down the road.
So seeing the ogre backhand this cute fluffy animal, which, yes, even if it's a cougar, it's still a cute fluffy animal. Kalodi's first reaction is, as he's running, he slowly turns to look at the expression on Rain's face when that happened. Kalodi starts to slow his pace a little as he just, okay, you just hit the animal, the druid, giant, moose thing. I'm not getting between those two things. I'm definitely going to let this be the first point of impact, so I'm going to back off a little. Just
Think about your next step very carefully, sort of look.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm, yep, no, it's all you. Don't worry about it. Yep, I didn't need to blow up that stable that much anyway.
So the ogre at this point, seeing the Kruger kind of take off down the road with the wolves following it, the ogre hoists up one of the humanoids he's been booping, kind of just picks him up, throws him over his shoulder, and starts to take off in the same direction with the Kruger.
No. We have to just let them go. Nobody go after them. We're going to put the fire out, and we're going to protect the village first and foremost. We need to gather ourselves together, and Rain is just kind of pausing for a moment and kind of trying to find and make eye contact with everyone, doing a bit of a count, okay, to see where everyone is and that everyone's okay, and kind of assessing the situation. Do I need to roll like a perception or anything?
Are you trying to like assess every human or just your crew?
My crew first and foremost.
That's fine. You could visibly see them. Like you're
okay.
So the main street kind of ended and it became a T, and the hotel was the junction in which the T starts. So you could just turn around and you'll see Marvolo, you see Scarlet like whipping, and then you see Nexon and Cecilia kind of standing there like, are we going after the people? Are we standing back? This is anarchy. And Marvolo doing the best he can not to get dirty.
Yep. Yes, everyone. You, grab some buckets of water, and you there, you do what you can. There are some people who've been bitten by the wolves, over there. He's basically just trying his best to kind of coordinate a couple of the civilians. Not very well, because Marvolo's not very proficient in anything. So he's just gonna... You, please, thing. Please, with water. Save your own houses.
No. You have to do this with command. And Rain kind of steps up and... Okay, you are going to go get water, and you are going to help them and carry it back over here. And you over there, and she's just going to start commanding, I'm going to use no cause for alarm. And I'm going to attempt to reduce the panic of the overall town. And encouraging everyone not to be frightened. It's okay. We're going to save the horses. We're going to put out the fire. And we're going to just make sure everyone's okay and pull everyone back to the center of town. Once we have everyone, then we can make a clear account of what has happened and what is missing and what is wrong.
Sure. So no cause for alarm. I believe you just roll a diplomacy check, right? It's a very... you're just like, yeah, sure. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
What she said.
This is fine. 30.
Okay, yeah, really nice. So as you're screaming, you're kind of trying to, get everyone to a place in which they're safe, right? And you're kind of putting everyone like, do this. This is what you should be doing. Don't stop screaming and start stop setting fire to your stuff. So the people are listening to you, starting to listen. It would probably be easier if everyone wasn't panicked, but you see people are starting to generally follow your lead. Would anyone like to do anything else, like cast a spell, anything like that?
So, obviously with these like, there are a bunch of the dogs. I want to kind of have Kalodi go around and just sort of secure all the like houses in the room. You know what I mean? Like just kind of look anywhere that they might be hiding if they're still in town, and just kind of like chase them off if I can. Opening random people's doors with his chainsaw arms, going, run, run! Who's in here? Nope, no dogs.
Solid.
Goes to the primary school.
Panic increases.
Go to the primary school where there's like little kids, like, yeah! Anyone see any wolves? They've been grabbing people. Nope. Okay.
That's safe. That's completely safe. Yeah. So Kalodi's kind of like running back and forth, just trying to see what's going on. At this point, Scarlet, Nex, and Cecilia, you guys have like all stepped off, and I'm assuming started to group up with Marvolo, who's just kind of pointing at people and is like, yeah, do this, do this, do this. At this point, the group starts to see the towns coming together, right? Like effectively coming together to start to put out the stable and defend. The wolf packs have taken off, are slowly scattering. You could hear a howl in the distance and this weird, how can I describe it? Whistle. It's audibly a whistle from a whistle, right? Like, but it has this weird sound to it, almost like a mourning sound. Like it sounds like a very sad, low tone. And with that, you could see the wolves taking off, stumbling forward to you, holding her shoulder and her arm slumped at her side is Shalelu. And she looks and she goes, what happened? Her arm is just full of blood. She's filthy and a mess.
Can I heal her?
If you want to cast a spell heal, for the single action heal, you could cast heal.
Okay, so
you don't have to click it. You could just look. You could just say it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Just yeah.
So I would like to do that by giving an unsolicited rub, a massage. So I go to her arm and go just shh, okay, and massage her.
Mm-hmm. You could see the wound starting to knit together as your divine magic flows through her body. The pain kind of comes off of her face, but the exhaustion is still there. Her armor is tattered, and she still kind of keeps her hand around her elbow, kind of holding her arm still stationary. The wound, the large gashes have sealed and closed, and she looks at you. She's like, thank you. What is happening? What madness?
Honestly, I don't know. It's been kind of ideas ever since I arrived.
What?
I mean, you mentioned there was reports of something big and townsfolk being attacked and cattle. My guess would be those wolfhound things and what we spotted in the town. Maybe that's the culprit. Did anybody recognize that whistle?
I heard it, but I thought we were supposed to be tracking down the Black Arrows who hunted these giants down. If obviously we thought that maybe something was wrong, but no one mentioned that they'd managed to tame the wilderness and summon a pack of wolves that were the size of the horses.
Yes, it does seem rather peculiar. I think the whistling came from that ogre giant thing and its mouth.
I don't know what's going on. Cecilia, can you give me a perception check? Because you have the investigator sense, that spider sense that comes with your class.
Yeah.
Dang, you guys are just killing it today. So as you're surveying the area, right, you do that general walk to like look at what's going on, and you notice kind of where that creepy ogre thing was. Something catches your eye, a glint of metal. You walk over, you pick it up, and it's another one. It must have fallen off of either that ogre or maybe something in the wolves, maybe the cat. It's another one of those Black Arrow markers. The insignia that they wear.
Right. Is it like a badge?
It's like a badge. It's not an actual Black Arrow. It's more or less like turned into like a brooch.
Recognize this.
Shalelu looks at it and says, wait, and she reaches out and she takes it. And now, as she holds it in her hand, flips it over, and she turns pale. She takes a knee as if to collect herself, and she rips her armor off, and she starts to try and, she's like trying to patch it up as the town itself is in chaos. And she looks like a mad woman, crazed. I have to go. This is important.
Why are you taking off your armor? Wait. Did she walk off?
No, she's still kneeling, tearing apart her armor and trying to patch it up. Marvolo, you notice that what she's trying to repair the armor that was destroyed or make makeshift armor. She's like a mad woman.
Move over. I only do one thing, and I do it well. I'm going to use a standard action to fully repair her armor because I am a builder. And yes, I can. Maybe. I don't know.
If you don't get that joke, you lose hero points.
All right, here we go. Hey, whoa. That is a 20.
Yes, that's still more than enough.
I might have rolled a 2, but that's still a 20.
Yes. Marvolo, you realize what she was trying to do was like just rip off the pieces that were heavily damaged from the wolf attack. She's still not using her left arm. It's still kind of like dangling by her side, even though Scarlet, you did heal her.
Is the damage to the armor what's kind of like bent?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, I have good news and I've got bad news. With the armor the way it is, I've got two choices. I can either, tear this piece off, which will leave you, exposed, or I could repair it from the inside, but that will take even longer than I have right now. Especially if we are to make maybe pursuit of the giant, scary wolf person.
You also might need both arms. What is your arm still hurt or?
The armor, it is it's basically been deformed. It's preventing her from lifting her arm. Which would you prefer, Shalelu? I mean, was this armor sentimental? Otherwise, I can start hacking. Shing!
She looks at it and she goes, "Well, she's like, I have to go." She was like, I have to
Absolutely
go.
not.
Take it off. Take it off.
I grab onto the armor and I start just cutting through, because it's leather armor, isn't it? I imagine. Yeah. So I'm just like ripping through just these swaths of leather, and then as it's coming through, I'm like, basically just bolting the edges and giving it just a warp job. So pretty much it's now just like covering half the torso versus like the full set.
Yeah. And as you do that, you now get a glimpse of the person underneath. And her body scarred from living in the wilderness and being a ranger. You can now see the new scars from the wolf attack, and Scarlet, your divine magic did heal her, but it also she took a beating halfway. And she now takes the black arrow and pins it to her chest, and not like to her chest, not like in her flesh. Sorry, I saw you, AJ. You were just like, she's got mad. You were like taking a bite, and you were like, this man's crazy. So she pins it. And she looks.
Lost their mind.
she looks at the group. She goes, I have to go. I think my father is in danger.
What?
He's part of the Black Arrows.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to offer more explanation than that, dear. I really don't understand. I just saw a giant ogre, and you're telling me your father is in danger because you saw a black arrow.
Yeah, look, as much as I'd like an explanation too, I would like to also point out that we are currently being outpaced by a giant man with a bunch of wolves. If we have any hope of catching up to him, we're going to have to leave soon,
The town's still on fire.
How are the townsfolk doing? Are they doing all right, or are they just like, moving at malvolent
like
speed?
Sims that we just forgot about.
oh no, one fell in the lake. Quick, grab him.
No, the townsfolk are coming together, right? Like they've dealt with fires before. They are panicked, right? And you could see people are panicked, but they've taken the stable has been secured for the most part. The other smaller fires that have been broken out you could see starting to go out, and you see people kind of running around, creating daisy chains of buckets of water coming from the river or the lake nearby. So the people are effectively putting out the fires to their town. You could tell this probably wasn't the first or only fire. And with that, Shalelu kind of puts her arm onto you, Rain, and she was like, I have to go. And she takes a few steps forward, and you realize that her wounds were way more extensive as there is blood trailing behind her.
No.
Honestly, I think you're a little too injured to move.
Is she like, just generally you can understand that probably the paleness in her face is both from blood loss and from finding out her father might be in severe danger. She looks and she goes, and she kind of smiles at you, Rain. And Nexon and Marvolo, and she goes, hey, can you catch them for me?
Rain just kind of catches her breath. Yes.
Don't hurt the cat. The cat's important.
Okay.
Is the cat your father?
No,
wait, the giant meat eating. Don't hurt it. She says. Okay.
Is the giant meat eating her father?
No. the cat is his companion.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh
That
no.
must have been his companion, and that's why its name is Kib.
Kib.
Kibb.
Okay.
Short for
Does
kibble.
Kib, oh. Does Kib speak?
No,
Okay.
not. It's
I love how she answered like Rain had just asked the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like, we're in a world where she could turn into a T-Rex, and it's like, no, what are you, touched? Why would it speak? God.
I don't know. We just had
That's
other
just-
things speak to us. I'm just making sure. Listen, I know. Don't judge me. I'm just trying to gather all of our little marbles before we start rolling them away. So, okay. All right. We will catch him. You are going to have to eventually fill in some details. But for you, my good friend, and she's going to reach out for her hand. I need you to stay here and just recover. You don't look well.
She nods and slides into your hand from her pouch. She reaches into her pouch with her hand as she takes it out, and she gives you 3 acorns because that's what she would have, and it's always acorns.
So many freaking acorns.
And she says, use these if you need to. And you realize they're magical. They have magical property, and they're basically tanglefoot bags. So you throw them, they explode into a tanglefoot bag, and
They're
you could
bombs.
They're kind of like bombs.
Little...
Yeah, acorn bombs.
I'd keep them away from your squirrel.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I'm gonna pull a separate pouch out and I'm gonna tie it around one of my necklaces, and I'm gonna just put those hanging from my necklace instead. They're staying right here, and I'm just gonna tuck them in. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say the name Kibbs is quite insulting for a great beast like a cougar, but that's fine.
Sorry. And she just looks sad at you. Right, you are a tall.
Oh, see, now I'm just
proud
imagining that
cat
this
person.
tiny elf child, like dad comes home and introduces them to like new animal companion in training. It's like a little cat, and then he's like trying to name it, and the little tiny Shalalu's like, I want to call it Kib. And then heartless Cecilia just
Cecilia
tears.
cat folk and doesn't appreciate the cheesy nicknames for beasts like cougars.
Yeah, that's fair.
I appreciate that. Yes. So, sorry, it's 100% true. I'm not even going to argue against it. It makes sense.
Great mighty beast. Kib.
It checks. It does track.
Sir Fluffikins.
If I hear,
I mean, it could be like a Monsters Inc. sort of thing where a little cute child goes kitty and he gets okay with it.
Yeah.
But like only for that specific child to call him kitty, not for everyone now to call him kitty.
so let's go find your father. You rest.
Yes. And she turns, and at this point, the town, you could hear the bells and whistles of the townsfolk kind of coming together. The constabulary has kind of come out and started pointing out everything. But again, they are just townsfolk, right? Like, it's like, well, it's your turn this year to be the constable. And, they're doing their best they can. She kind of slumps down onto one of the wooden walkways that, circle the town, the street. So the wooden sidewalks, and she kind of like sits there, and she just puts her head in her lap and she clovers her eyes, looks up and says, I appreciate this, and I'll owe you again for Brute Thasmus and now for this.
Is that badge your father's, by the way?
Yes.
Can I reach down and pick up a scent or try to pick up a scent from the badge?
Yes, you could.
Do I need to roll for it? I don't know if there's. Do I have an ability like that? Hold on.
Yeah. I'll say you totally can. It's part of your investigatorism.
Well, I was gonna say it's either my like my race.
Yeah.
As well, potentially.
I feel like you would totally just have that capability.
Okay.
Like as a large cat person and an investigator, it all kind of checks itself out. It makes sense in my head. I don't think if Michael disagrees, he could argue later with me about it.
As a
yes.
As a little flavor, a little description flavor, as I'm smelling her chest, my teeth that are usually fanged anyway descend a little further, if anyone notices in that moment.
Kalodi will probably look and be like, I thought it was dogs that had a good, and Melvol is going to cover his mouth.
As you pull the scent into your nose and you now have this thing, you pick it up, and in the darkness you can kind of see the scent trail. Well, you see it right in that perspective, and it draws you, and you rush off, taking off with the rest of the group, following the trail on foot, moving into the darkened woods. I think most of us have low light vision, correct? Or some form of low light dark vision, excluding Marvolo and Kalodi. Yeah, I think most of us do. Elves, gnomes, and I'm gonna say Alces because it makes sense in my head.
I see how it is. It's fine. Don't worry about me, guys. I'll just hold on to Rain's tail.
That's fine. You should have given Kalodi flashlight eyes.
Yeah, I should have. Oh, that's my next upgrade. Yeah, my next
little
upgrade.
Headlights.
I can actually. I have full dark vision.
Oh, nice. All right, so you're kind of taking point with Rain at using your sense and everything. Rushing forward, it's not hard to miss the smell of dirty wolf and ogre. Moving through the underbrush faster and faster, you pick up Nexon. You're pushing yourself as the best you can. I need someone to give me a check, survival check. I like that. I was like, not me.
I can.
Perfect.
Sure.
Yay.
17. Cool. Moving heavily through the woods, having that scent on you. You take a little time to allow you realize you're outpacing your shortest person, right? And again, that's not a knock on anyone, but you slow your pace down. Moving, following. Yes.
Sorry, real quick. If no offense, if Nexon is slowing us down a little bit, Kalodi will offer a Nexon bodysuit for some longer legs if she would like to ride.
In
Kalodi? Yeah.
I mean, I'll ride on your shoulders. But,
Okay. Okay, very well. So yeah, Kalodi will kind of like turn his body in reverse so he can put his arms kind of like that, but his head and his lower torso is facing the other way. So you can pretty much just hang on, and you've got like a secured like backpack kind of thing as Kalodi runs forward with only his upper body facing backwards to secure you.
So as I understand this, Nexon has become Diva from Overwatch. Just
yeah.
Got it. Cool. If you've never played Overwatch, it's a great game, and Diva is one of the better characters in it. And if she has like a giant mech suit.
And if you're a developer from Overwatch and you would like to see more Overwatch references, just saying, we could all use a copy.
Yeah.
Gavin.
So with that, an hour passes into the darkness, and you kind of come to a point, Cecilia, getting down, picking up the dirt, feeling it into your hands. You notice that the wolves have kind of branched off. There are now two packs, one running on their own and a second moving with the ogre.
I relay this to the group. They've separated.
Okay.
Why
Oh.
would they separate?
Unsure.
Do
Just circling back around us.
Okay. Do you see the? I don't know. Do you see the cat's footprints anywhere?
Do I see the cat's footprints anywhere?
There you go. Yeah. Why don't you you quickly look around and you realize the trail moving. Obviously moving a little forward, following the trail with the with both sides. You spend a little time in this area. Everyone catches their breath. Following the trail, Cecilia, you realize the ogre and the wolf pack are chasing after the cat. You find a little bit of dry blood on the trees, and you realize that's the cat, the Kruger pack, and the other one seems to have just branched off and gone into the woods deeper.
No, the ogre and the second wolf pack are following the cougar. See the blood? But the other group have veered off. I'm not quite sure if they're
I
circling
wonder if they're
around him.
trying.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wonder if they're trying to do a little they'll come from behind and maybe the other group will come from the front.
I can't smell a disagreement, so potentially.
Okay.
I'll volunteer to stay at the end. She'll pull out her shield a little bit. I'll be prepared. Everybody else just run in front so that way if they do sneak up behind, it'll just be on me.
Okay. Take this with you. Malvola will apologize and sort of open up Collodi, which, because of the way he's holding Nexon, is kind of pushes Nexon aside a little bit and kind of rummages around. I'm going to pull out my snare trap, and I want to affix it to Rain's back.
Okay.
So if someone stabs her in the back, a spear flies out of their face.
Nice.
Okay, good.
What are you nailing?
No one's gonna give me hugs from here on out.
Nailing into Rain.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. Oh yes. Do tell me to remove that because that has got one shot on it and it does 48 points of damage. So do not have loved ones hug you from behind.
I don't have any more loved ones, so.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
That hurt me.
Okay, I'm ready for this. Cecilia, we'll follow your lead. You seem to know what we're doing and where we're going best of all, so if you can lead us in the right direction, I'm happy to follow you.
Look, I'm a tracker, but I'm no group leader.
It's time to develop new skills then. Congratulations, team leader. You'll be great, I promise.
Oh my. All right, let's find this cougar before it becomes lunch.
There we go. That's a good leader mentality.
I go off on the.
Yeah, now you rush off. Cool. So rushing off, following the Kruger. Give me a perception check.
28.
Wow, nice. All right. So you're able to quickly follow this Kruger. As you move forward another hour or so, you know, between Marvolo turning Rain shield into a booby trap.
You said trap.
You said booby.
Everyone loses 0 points for that one. No, I'm joking. So you're able to follow. At this point, you now start to hear howling, and the large thump, thump, thump steps of a creature being chased. You could feel you're like kind of right behind them. As you move forward through this dark thicket, you all come out, and if I can do this properly, it'll be really cool. So it's been like a good hour or so at this point of travel. You all come out into there we go.
A surprise party.
Yes. You come out and you can now see some wolves have started to circle a creature off into the distance. You can hear the laughter, the cruel, hideous laughter of a large, bellow, deep voice. Ho, ho, ho. We got another one. How would you like to move forward? You could stealthily move in. You can aggressively move in.
I'm at the back, so I will follow everyone else's lead on this.
I have something that can keep the cougar kind of safe in a nice little bubble for a little bit, and we can maybe draw the attention of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I think we send in Scarlet. She's quite a good distraction.
Scarlett is just very busy picking out like leaves off her boots and clothes with a disgusted look and says, huh?
Are you up for being a distraction, my dear?
Oh yeah, sure. Anything to distract me from this hell.
All right. Marvolo?
Should I?
You want me to be a distraction? Look, he's very nervously trying to find a reason as to why he wouldn't be appropriate, but Malvolo is good at very few things, but making loud noises, that, yeah, he can actually do. Kalodi says, all right, come on, boss, we can do this. Besides, you know, you got me, I can protect you, it's what you built me for, you know, and you're fine. It's like, okay, yes, okay, I woke up this morning, I didn't think I was going to have to bother a giant ogre, but let's make this happen.
Don't worry, the rest of us are going to save you from certain death.
You've got it. Teamwork.
Right.
As he's like sort of weeping a little bit, Kalodi just grabs him and says, come on. And he will absolutely start approaching.
Sure. So you and Cecilia, so you and Scarlet are just approaching this ogre creature. How would you like to approach this creature? What you see here is there are 4 wolves have kind of backed the Kruger up onto a point, so it's got it back to a wall. The ogre leader is kind of sitting in front of or behind them and is just laughing as a child is giddy.
As Malvolo is being dragged by Kalodi, Kalodi, you know, walking beside Scarlet, takes a moment and sort of looks over and says, hey, look, I know I haven't said anything much to you, but, you know, I do have to say, I like your outfit. It's very nice, you know, we've never really seen something quite so fancy.
I say thank you, and my leather squeaks a bit awkwardly.
Yeah, that's okay. Really I got that same problem in my shoulder too. As we're kind of having this conversation, I'm gonna hopefully, like, I'm saying it loud enough that I'm hoping that the ogre is gonna, you know,
know this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. So. Okay.
I want to be trying to like sneak up to the north, the top of the map, like behind those like bushes and trees.
Speaking of map, boop.
There you go.
Ah.
There it is, Michael. We got map now. Look at that. So you could see if everyone is, a 5-foot square, you could see how big that ogre thing is in comparison to everyone. He's grumpy. So, Nexon, I would like you to give me a little stealth check, and then put your token where you feel she would have moved off to.
Oh, I didn't roll well. So no, that's not where I wanted to go. Come on. This is where I was trying to get to. Whether I successfully got there.
Let's see. So you're moving up that way, right? So just to describe this and so everyone understands what we're looking at here, right? So you guys are all moving kind of at the same time, right? Like that 6 seconds of breath now stretches out. So Nexon kind of
Rain with me as well.
I like that. Cecilia's like, I'm going to take the biggest target with the shield that explodes into damage. So Cecilia and Rain kind of group up, and Nexon kind of shuffles off into the dark, into the thicket. This is common for Nexon. You guys have seen Nexon do this, how they kind of like stand into the shadows. And you have Scarlet, Marvolo, and Collodi kind of moving forward at the same time. So if you have, everyone has one turn to do something. So Nexon kind of just moved up into the shadows. Celia and Rain, what would you guys like to do? Or are you just moving up? So if anyone has like a buff spell, now's the time to like do that cast real fast. Just about boop, I'm gonna make myself better.
All right. Just super quick, while we are doing that as well, I did forget to mention this. This completely spaced on me, so I'm dropping this on Jared literally right now. There is a new channel point reward that we've added to our big list, which is a $20,000 channel point reward called Magic Bag. This magic bag contains a random item. It can be magical, that is pertinent to helping the group in succeeding in the task that they are currently undergoing. It is entirely decided by the GM, but it is a permanent item that is randomly found, whether it's found in the bushes, found in some dirt, whatever, or regurgitated by a wolf. Could be anything. But yes, that is for you to insert at your leisure, Jared, and comes courtesy of our dear friend Bloody Z, who is by far the coolest. Thank you.
Thank you, Bloody Z, and thank you, Michael. Okay, so we have a magical item to help us. We will.
Well, it doesn't have to be magical. It has to be. It specifically has to be something pertaining to helping in this scenario.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
I don't know if I like how eager that response was. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to help us, right?
Yeah,
Not
it has to help
be,
us, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought I was
right.
part of the us. I thought there was like a
Right.
universal us.
the
You did
royal.
Got
say
it.
everyone, so maybe.
I did say everyone. That's very true. I did.
I was a bit confused. I was like, oh man, like 6 more ogres coming. Remember that pack
You're
that
like,
trailed
wait,
off?
what is-
How are they items?
So I will you know what? That's cool. You realize actually, so this is what's helping you. It rained the day before, and because of all the heavy mud on the ground, and that's why it took you about 2 hours to track and everything, Cecilia, it was muddy. You're working with the best you got here. Nexon, any stealth rolls made in this scenario or to move silently, you'll be able to roll twice, as similar to a hero point, and then take the highest roll. So Nexon, so any kind of slow, stealthy movement helps you guys.
I will roll that again. And get the
Okay,
same
so
exact.
I'm gonna GM override this and say if you roll the exact same number on an advantage thing, that's evil.
Sorry,
and,
could I make a suggestion real quick here?
Yeah.
Given that technically our item is mud,
Yeah.
Could she fail, but then use a deception skill to like cover herself in like mud to look like, like as they look over there, it's like, oh, it's just a bush and there's no.
Yeah. Yep.
If
you guys,
that's what Nexon would prefer. I mean, I don't know what your stealth and your deception is, but I mean, because if mud is our item, then damn it, I'm gonna keep it.
you can actually. This is really nice mud. It's like that mud you get from a spa.
Ooh,
Rejuvenating.
Okay.
Cool.
that's why
I
White
will,
looking 10 years younger.
it's the
Yeah.
Batman Clayface disguise kit. Like you can.
Yes. Actually, you know what? That's what this mud is.
Nexon will very kind of quickly just kind of like smear it around, cover
Yeah.
up her very bright clothing.
Yeah. I like that. You know what? So due to what Michael said, it being like the clay face kind of mud, and you're able to. So if when you come out of this, you guys can take like a jar of it and use it as a quick disguise kit.
And here I
Also,
thought
so
you were going to say we could sell it and make a profit.
no, we don't sell things in this game.
Yeah.
Business.
It's a face mask.
Yeah.
A beauty care regime. Yeah.
So that's where we're at. So Nexon kind of covers herself, and she's now better disappeared. She did the old predator thing where she just leans up on the rocks and disappears. I like that, Ari. You Ari and AJ both, your backgrounds, when you lean back, you disappear a little bit, so it's kind of cool. So we have Nexon kind of moving into the darkness, becoming Batman at this point, and we have Ari and Marvolo and Claudie moving forward. And Cecilia and Rain, what would you two like to do independently of each other besides form up into like a group?
Well, I just
Do you
ducked
wanna
behind this tree and rock situation.
Got it.
Just so we're not
So
I'm
near
going to
the
bend down
distraction
next
thing.
to her, but my antlers are still going to poke out from above it. It's a little tall. I'm shrinking down as
mhm,
much as I can, but I'm still very much so seen.
got it.
Like 3 branches.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
take
It's
the rock
branches.
side and move you to the tree side.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
just have Twilo hanging up in the. Yeah, it'll be fine.
yeah, there's just some that you use the acorns.
Do you trust me?
I just met you.
Can I have your hand?
Sure.
I promise. It's temporary. It's temporary. Just this will be
I'm
good.
sorry,
This will be
what?
good. Trust. And Rain is going to reach out, and she's going to cast Bark Skin.
Oh,
And as your hand touches hers, there's kind of like a ripple through your fur as it originally lays one way, kind of flips over, and the bark begins to cover your entire skin. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's temporary. I promise. It's not a disease. You're not infected with anything. You're just,
Simply,
it's like a temporary armor now.
what have you done to me?
No. You'll be fine. So if they try to bite you, you'll be a little bit safer. If you happen to catch on fire, you just yell and I'll take it off, okay? But for the most part, it is really helpful, but just don't catch on fire. That's the one thing you can't do. Okay?
I'm going to revisit this conversation when we're not dealing with an ogre.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be great. So side note, you have resistance 2 against bludgeoning and piercing,
Ooh,
but
nice.
weakness 3 to fire. So seriously, don't get on fire.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
And I'll follow you into the fight. Whatever you want to do. And as she's speaking, like her antlers are moving every single time. She's very animated, so I don't know how stealthy this really is for her.
Can I roll a stealth check for the
Yeah,
two
you,
of
you,
us?
yes, you could roll the stealth check for the unified group.
Okay.
And don't forget you get to roll 2 in case one is really, really bad.
I rolled a
Oh.
28.
Yeah, so that's a thing.
Do you want me to roll again?
I feel like you're gonna probably get a natural 20 and be like, I should have waited till the combat. Oh,
Almost
okay, so there
close.
you go.
It
That was
almost
close.
stopped.
Yeah.
So you Cecilia blend in, and now that you have that bark skin, it actually helps because you're kind of around the trees area. You help Rain blend into the best of your ability, but again, her antlers are like coming out, and you've moved her into kind of the tree line area, so she's pretty solid. And now we come to the fun part of I think it's the fun part, but it's Scarlet Marvolo Collodi combo. At this point, remember Marvolo was being fairly loud. The ogre was kind of giggling and laughing. The ogre stops and slowly turns around. You see this creature, hideous, bubbly, fat. Its clothing isn't even sitting right on its body. It's greasy, like it just looks greasy, like its body is just greasy. And as it talks to you, it has this whistling sound. It's not the same whistling sound you heard. And it says, what do we have here? Pretty elf.
Can I say hi, honey?
Kind of like cocks its head and is like, hi, you look delicious.
I answer, oh, I'm actually not. I ate really spicy last night. You don't want to get a taste of that, trust me. Yeah, I have a question. Can I suddenly cast calm emotions?
Yeah, you could cast calm emotions. That could be part of your single action things. You kind of calm it down.
Should I roll it?
I think I roll something if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. I believe this is a
It's
me problem.
Yeah, it'll be a saving throw, but I believe in your spells you should be able to drag the saving throw across. But yeah, or Jared can make a will save, either or.
Either or.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I read.
There you go.
Echo's thing.
I don't think he passes. I think you're cooler than he is. Just in general. Your DC, your spell DC should be here somewhere. That would make my life easier. Yeah, so he doesn't pass. So you could notice that like at first it was like licking his lips in hunger, and now a stupor kind of comes upon him. And he was like, what you do here?
Me and my husband are looking for our cat.
Cat?
Yes.
There are no cats here.
It's a big cat
Big cat.
with fire hair.
Fire hair. No, that my cat.
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's my cat. Look, what's his name?
My name.
No, the cat's name. I know it. If I call
Cat.
it, the cat will come to me.
Well, I think cat is mine. We're going to eat cat. Delicious.
No. You cannot eat my cat, and it is mine, and I can prove it.
As you were talking, the large ogre is kind of steps forward, and you can now see next, and you see the wolves are kind of still staring at the Kruger in the background, but also look a bit confused, as if like, why aren't we attacking?
Ironically, Collodi has the exact same look as he's looking over at Rain.
Nice. The ogre looks at you and says, "You my wife now." I get rid of husband and pushes Kalodi out way.
Oh yeah, you can make an athletics check if you're gonna push me, boyo. Bring it on! I have an athletics of 4!
There we go.
I'm not. That's not great, by the way. If you're unaware of Pathfinder, second edition, 4 is a terrible number to be. Oh my god! I am not even gonna roll. Look. I want everyone to see this. I'm gonna put my dice down. I'm not gonna use it because even if I rolled a 20, I get a 24. I can't beat
You
30.
go down with a fight. You may lose, but you fight nonetheless, sir. You roll that dice. Come on.
Fine.
Respect yourself.
15.
Okay, so now official.
Now it's official. I like that. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. What happens?
So he thinking that Scarlet was referring to Kalodi as her husband. He kind of like slams Kalodi in the chest, and you could hear all those acorns in his head rocking around as he gets launched back 15 feet into the grass. And the ogre kind of steps forward, says, "Now you my wife, and that my cat." And he reaches out to grab Scarlet around the hand, and he says, "Mama, be happy, I found new mate."
As he does that, I'm gonna have Malvolo sort of step forward and very dramatically grab him by the wrist.
Ooh.
And as he does, he says, Now, the lady did not give you permission to touch her. And I have just touched you myself! Oh my god! Ah! What have you done? I'm gonna fall to the ground and just very, very dramatically just start screaming. It would be almost akin to someone having severed his hand off. He very quickly rips off his glove, like just sort of peels it off, but tries to like not touch the bit that the ogre touched. He goes, oh my god, I'm going to gag. Oh, I can smell you on my hand. Oh god. And then I'm going to take it off and I'm going to throw it at his face, like just to kind of, as I get my box of gloves, and I'm like, okay, it's okay, it's fine. He didn't really touch you. Didn't really touch him. It's fine. Oh my god. Collodion in my bag.
As Marvolo does all of that, the ogre peels this glove, this tiny little glove on it. It's imagine like a baby's mitten on like a giant face. And he just peels it off and he goes, he looks at you, Marvolo, and then he looks at Scarlet and he goes, me know how this work. Accept challenge. And he reaches down and he picks up a rock and he's like, we fight now for her hand. And then
Marvolo just looks and goes, we what now?
and he's gonna take a swing at Marvolo to try and defend his new wife's honor. Come on, guys. That's how these.
For those of you who are brand new to the channel and have not watched the previous episodes, first of all, welcome to the show. Malvolo is not a fighter in any sense of the word. Malvolo is a wuss and has no fighting capabilities at all. And when I say at all, his strongest skill is the ability to build things with wood. That's it. That's all he does. Kalodi's the fighter. Malvolo's a big softy at the front, about to die. All right, let's do it.
So I say Scarlett is delighted by the situation. She very much enjoys seeing people fight over her. And so she steps a little back and says, you can do this, honey. Fight for my honor.
Why won't you help me?
So Scarlett, takes her 5-foot step back, to allow this giant to get that real big swing. So he's just gonna take a swing at Marvolo. Let's see if this hits.
Look, I'm certain we can talk about this, okay? I'm sure you're a very reasonable individual, with wow, so many muscles.
So many muscles.
So many muscles.
That's a lot.
Yes, did someone just sort of take a person and just fill them with rocks? Is that what's happened? Is that what I'm fighting right now? Some sort of skin wrapped rock thing?
Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Did Marvolo screaming as if his hand was severed attract the wolves' attention by any chance?
They are now looking. So Nexon, you are right. The wolves have all kind of peeked up and are looking at Marvolo as all of this is coming to. The Kruger Nexon, you realize it's injured. It's gimping, and you could see its side is just very the fur is matted with blood. It's good. So my bigum is gonna roll at a disadvantage because he's just wild swinging at Marvolo. That didn't roll, but I'm just gonna do this in there. Let's just see what happens. All right. So the 14.
Wait, hold on. So is that 2 rolls? Is he attacking me twice?
Sorry, I wanted it to roll twice as a disadvantage, and it rolled together. I'm sorry. That's just my understanding of how this works. But the 14 being the lowest, plus 14 is a 28. Does that hit your AC?
Yes.
Just slightly.
Yeah, just slightly. It's not a crit, though, which I'm happy to announce. Yes, it is not a critical hit. For those of you who would like to know, if you get 10 higher than the targeted check on an attack, it is a critical hit. So my AC is 21, so he'd need a 31 in order to crit me.
All right, so you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as this boulder slams into the chest of Marvolo and just lays into them. At this point, everyone, please roll initiative because I am assuming you guys aren't going to let Marvolo get pounded into mush. I mean, you can, and this could be that episode.
Cecilia's like, okay, we need to help him, and Rain's like, give him a minute.
He'll learn. It's a growing moment.
This is good for him.
I think Cecilia might just be like, no, we need bait.
There you go.
Why? I'm so fragile. Oh shit! Oh, I got a 13. That's
There
what
you
I
go.
need. I want to get hit again.
You're just a gentleman allowing everyone to go first.
I was. I mean, I was just trying to be polite with my germaphobe, and that did not work well. But, I want to say this as well, just to appease myself, just so that you know. My job was to be a distraction. I would like to point out, distraction. I might lose my character doing so, but I did my thing.
You're doing such a good job as a distraction.
Thank you. Thank you, AJ.
We'll write that on your tombstone.
was very ...
Distracting.
So it starts with Rain. So Rain, you start us. You have the initiative. You see your friend, your compatriot, just eat it into the chest with this boulder, and then this big meaty paw of a hand reaches back, and you could tell he's just coming in for another swing.
Okay, it's time. I'm gonna reach into my pouch and I'm gonna pull it out and be like, fire in the hole, and I'm gonna throw just one at this time.
Okay, one of those acorns.
One over to hopefully right around, but on like the other farther side of big ugly bag of rocks, dude.
Yeah, got it. So toss. So you throw it, it explodes, and the earth around it explodes, and vines go every which way, and it causes that area to become very dangerous terrain, kind of separating the wolves from their master at that point. Also, the master is going to have to make a reflex save against that check. And he fails, so he's at a minus 15 base speed. So that's a lot. So his base speed is at minus 15. So he's rough. So that was one action. You hurling it and screaming. You got 2 more. What would you like to do?
She turns quickly to Cecilia. Do we run out now?
Yes, now that you've thrown an egg on it.
Perfect. Rain is just gonna pop up, kind of with like any leaves or anything that she had put on in the mud, just kind of stands up to her full height. It's go time! And Rain is going to, I don't know why, I'm suddenly very excited. I'm going to run into this space.
It has a catchphrase.
Yeah. So you're gonna like run up on him?
Yeah, I'm totally running up on him.
Yeah, dope. All right, so
This seems like a great thing to do.
yeah, and you got one more action. What you want to hit him with that shield of exploding abilities?
Yes, I do. How did you know?
Yeah.
I pulled
I
that shield out from my back, and I just lifted over my head as if to like bonk him on top of the head. I assume like I could reach his head. I'm fairly tall. I got long enough arms. I'm gonna reach his head as I bring that shield over mine and my own antlers and go and just bring it down over.
So Michael, how does this work?
All right. So this particular snare is a vicious spear snare, which works in the following way. Here we go. All right.
I really love that I just, instead of, most people lay a trap and they wander into it, I bring the trap to them.
Oh, okay. So, creature must make a DC 17 basic reflex save.
Okay. Sorry, one moment. So there are negatives to the trap that Rain hit him with, the Tanglefoot bag. So he has negatives to that. So he has a -2 to his reflex save. So that is a 18? No, 19.
Yeah, so he'll take half damage. So 2d8 and then half.
So 2d8. Becca, if you want to roll those 2d8s.
Yes. 1, 8. Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
5. Boom.
Not bad.
Take that. I'm happy. 13 points of damage.
Yeah, man. That's not bad. 13. Not 132. No, not 132.
Please,
And,
we could just multiply that.
Oh, and also doesn't technically count as an attack.
Oh, nice.
So that means you don't take any attack penalties for
Yeah.
attacking
For the
further.
boop.
Oh, the booping. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Next up is Nexon. What would you like to do, Nexon? You now see the wolves having Rain scream, "It's go time," and then launch the thing. You see the earth explode. You hear Rain attack, and the wolves are now. You could see they're moving forward. They're definitely going to go help their master.
Nexon is going to try to get Kib's attention. So be like, Kib, Shalelu sent us. It's gonna be okay. Trying to get Kib on their side.
Sure.
I don't know if you want me to roll anything for that.
Let's see what how would you convince a crew? Cecilia, how would someone go about convincing a cat that you're cool
I
with
was
them?
like, shh, it's okay. Hey, kitty.
Don't demoralize it.
Don't demoralize it.
Kitty.
You there, creature, come this way.
Offer like equality. Cats
There you go.
Prestige.
There you go. So Dawn, if you want to roll as Nexon, maybe a survival check. Nature, right? Nature.
Nature.
I was gonna say, if you've ever had cats, you just pull out like a chicken drumstick, and that's it. You've got
23.
Straight up.
Yeah.
23. Okay, so you've pulled the attention of Kibbs. Kibbs is now now realizes you're there. Kibbs will go from neutral to friendly. So don't cast spells on Kibbs.
Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Bad spells.
I would like, no, that's not a bad spell. So Nexon is going to pull out a charm that has just a little tied up ball of string on it, and just pull, and the string's going to unravel, and I will cast Resilient Sphere on Kib.
Well then.
So that is, if it's a willing target, it just happens. If it's unwilling, it has to make a reflex save.
It is willing.
Okay. So a immobile sphere pops up. It has AC 5, hardness 10, and 40 hit points. It is also immune to critical hits and precision damage.
Oh, so you're trying to bubble it to keep
and
it
lasts
safe.
for a minute.
Yeah, I'm with that. Let's see. Do I have? Okay, yeah.
Flavor wise, looks like a bunch of string just kind of wraps around a sphere.
Yeah, I like that. Awesome. I'm with that. Cool. So
that's my turn.
There we go. Scarlet, what would you like to do?
I would like to use my whip to tangle the feet of the big guy.
Okay.
And make him fall on his back so that I feel like if he falls on his back, he will have a harder time getting up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And rolling over.
Yeah. So you make an attack roll, and you're gonna try to trip. So that's not a problem. Because it is a whip, it has the trip trait, which is important. And additionally, you can do it at range, so you don't have to be like on top of them.
Yes. So should I roll that? Yes.
Yep. So it's like the whip attack.
29.
Yes. That is the correct answer is yes, as Scarlet whips out her whip, wraps it around the creature's leg, and yanks back. Combining with the tanglefoot that Rain has put forward, and the fact that Rain just booped this dude in the face, you pull out his legs from underneath him, and he falls prone.
So should I roll damage now?
And you can roll damage, yeah. Nice, 4 points of damage. Okay, you have 2 more actions. What would you like to do?
I just saw that I can use spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And so it has to be a weapon. It cannot be a swarm of bees, for example.
Yeah, it just has to be a weapon. Normally, most people go with a symbol of their deity. So, like for you, it'd be the whip. But you can make it look like anything. It counts as a weapon.
I would like to make it look like a dagger and like open his belly.
Nice. So it's gonna attack. All right. So
I was waiting for that weapon to be a lot more sexual, and I'm so glad it's a dagger.
Sorry to disappoint.
next, it's coming. It's just going to gradually get like crazier and crazier.
Yeah, and be reminded that it's on its back, so not on its belly. So I cannot like put anything in any rear end, if you know what I mean. So.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the attack on it. Yeah, you make the weapon, such as a dagger, your deity's favorite weapon. Equal to D8 plus your spellcasting modifier. So Oh yeah, you roll your attack. So like to attack, you roll your d20.
How do I do that?
Just a flat attack for you. It's combat. Melee is base. I mean, we could just you could use the whip, the second one. You could drag that and use that.
The plus 9?
Plus 9, yeah.
22.
That hits its armor class. So roll damage. It's a D4 plus a D8 because it is force damage.
And what? So a D4 and a D8?
Sorry. When you cast this, blah, 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 the weapon strikes. Oh, it's only a D8. So it's just a D8.
Three.
It's 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points of damage because it does add your spellcasting modifier, which is cool.
Okay.
All right. And that's your turn. Get your magic weapon out. Now my guy, who's on the floor, tangled up in rope, turns to you, Scarlet, and says, "Wife, why you attack? This is not fair." And he's gonna spend one action to stand from prone. And then he is going to spend another action to reach into his bag and pull out. It looks like a skull, and like a human skull, and he blows into the top of it, and you hear that same eerie whistle sound coming out from the skull. And the dogs, Nexon, as you can see them, are now they fly into like a rage and a fury. So that is his 3 turns. So he stood, got the skull, and blew into it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to take this moment to thank none other than the delightful and wonderful Prince Vegeta for their $30 donation to today's adventure. That is very kind of you, dude. And, of course, we're going to be getting the rewards that we have from that. However, that $30 tips us over the edge for our next boss battle bar. So I want to take a quick moment to ask our GM if you would like a quick moment to just prep. We can take our 10-15 minute break here if that's great for everyone.
Yep, we're going to take the quick break as the whistle does bring in the boss wolf, Mega Wolf, Super Mega Wolf. So yes.
So come back and find out when we...
So come back and see how badly this goes for Marvolo. Marvolo started this.
Wait, what?
By the way.
Yeah.
I started...
Yeah, no, that's official.
Look, I just... Okay, yeah, fine. It's my fault. All right.
He hit him with the glove. It was clearly his fault.
That was
he
it.
Challenged him.
Clearly.
Yeah, so stick around. We'll be back in 15 minutes as we prep for the boss battle. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you very much for all the raids, follows, and just general love. See you in a bit. Hi. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. We just went to break because our lovely fans donated enough to start a epic boss battle. Right before we left, the group was in combat with Scarlet's new husband, the lovely ogre, and as it ended its turn, as the boss battle activated, it rang out a horrible whistle off of its skull whistle, right? That there's got to be a fancy name for that, but it's the skull whistle. As it did, you heard a eerie response, and we're gonna find out what that response was because it's the boss coming. As that happens, it is Cecilia's turn. So we will allow Cecilia's turn. Oh, also, I am forgetting. We had 2 great donations. Cecilia, AJ was donated a Sin Boon. Thank you very much. As well as Rain, Becca was given a natural 20. So thank you very much for those donations. But Cecilia, what would you like to do?
Oh, I'm going to take out my crossbow
Yes.
and I'm going to fire 3 shots into the belly of this beast.
Wonderful. Make it happen.
I will. A 20?
A 20.
He's also still prone, right?
He was prone. He stood up on his turn. So
Poop.
yeah. 20 hits. 20
Okay,
does
good.
hit. Sorry.
That's right. I was freaking out. I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Like that's a big number. And
Do you want me to roll damage and then roll the next one?
no, you can roll all. If you're doing like 3 attacks, you could do all 3. If you're like, I just want to shoot him once, see if he dies, and then figure out my turn, that's different. I'm gonna say he's probably not gonna die.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the damage after each shot if I hit. Wow. 50
Oof.
damage.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
A 25 hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Whoa.
10 damage.
Yep.
And a 19.
Sadly, it hits. So roll damage.
And another 9 points of
9
damage.
points of damage. So this thing just gets lit up. He's like standing there. He just stood up. He whistled, and you pop out from behind cover and just unload this crossbow into this guy, lacing him up. He looks rough. He's now like doubled over in pain as each bolt just penetrates deeper and deeper into the layers of fat. And that's your go. That was a really powerful go. I am sad. These guys need more armor. But it's now my wolves. So they heard the call of their master, and the wolves are gonna try and move up. Sadly, they have to waste 2 actions to get even halfway. Because they have to go through all of that terrible vine that Rain just threw down. So that one actually gets closer to Marvolo, and this last wolf coming to their master's aid. Actually, we'll just sneak up into there. With that being said, is the dynamic duo of Kalodi Marvolo.
All right. So, having been clobbered by the big, hunking, meaty flesh of the ogre, Malvolo sort of leans back and is winded. He sees the wolves surrounding himself and the others. As he does so, he thinks about the idea of, like, you know, fighting for honor and the like. And Kalodi looks like he's about to, like, run in and help, but Malvolo sort of, like, you know, sort of stops him, raising his hand. He says, No, I'm going, and he looks at Rain as he says this, I'm going to try. Yeah. Alright, so here's what I want to do with Kalodi. I mean, Malvolo. Sorry, I'm very accustomed to this. Okay. So, I would like, presuming that the ogre, can you describe the ogre's attire? Does he have like the necklace of skulls from like the imagery and stuff like that?
Yeah, so he, again, necklace of skulls, blubbery mass of a human. It looks like someone put 2 tons of rocks into a walrus. He has a broken tusk sticking out one side of his mouth. His head seemingly is smaller than normal, but his armament is very patched work. So it's all leathers and such.
Sweet. Okay. So what I would like to do is I would like to, first of all, take out my pint of oil that I use for my construction work. And I would like to just literally, like, soak his shoes in this oil.
Okay. So you pull out the oil and you start to just dump oil on him.
Yeah.
Sadly, he does not have an attack of opportunity. What would you like to do next?
Okay. So my second action, I want to take out a bag of flour, which I have on my person.
Yes.
And I wish to... and I wish to make an attack against the ogre, but the goal is not to damage the ogre, but to split the bag and send the particulates of the flour into the air.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. I then want to roll backwards, as it were, and I want to use my flint and steel and snap the flint and steel to try and ignite the dust in the air and cause a minor explosion, which, now that his shoes are doused in oil, will set on fire and burn him, rising the hot air up through his body.
Yep.
Craft checks for the win!
Yeah, make a craft check on that one.
I'm just loving the DM's reaction, just like,
That's what you're doing.
Oh, come on! No! Pass. No, I'm not going to do that. Even though I want to point out a 1 is still a 19 for me. I'm going to burn my hero point. I'm going to re-roll the heck out of that. That is just not happening no, just no. No, Jared. Nope, that's not my hero point. Where's my hero point? That's not mine. There's mine. Okay, there we go.
There it is.
All right, here we go. Let's try it again. Much better.
Much better.
30.
So, doing all of that, spending your actions to do all of that, the explosion rocks the woods.
Whoops.
As the flames start to engulf this creature's feet. Roll, what do we think? What did we say? A D6 persistent flame damage on him and everything. So those 2 bigger wolves next to him. As Marvolo created a small fireball. That's what's happening here.
All right. So that's 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage, and roll a D6 for
6 points of damage.
Continual 6 points of burning damage. And 4. So 8. So on their turns, they will take 6 more points of damage. That's pretty terrible. So he starts to get engulfed. The slick oils on his body, the oils on his leather armor starts to catch fire, and he's now screaming in pain. Oddly, the skulls on his necklace, as the fire catches into them, they start to glow and with the red embers of the flames. And each one starts to actually howl with that same pitch tone. All of them sound kind of different from each other. from the air rushing through them. Sure. Yeah. Is anything else there, Michael? I don't think.
No, 3. That'd definitely cover my 3 actions with the oil,
Sure.
the flour, and the spark.
As well that. At that point, Kib goes, and Kibs is now lays down. Next, and you could see that Kib lays down and is licking its coat as it is in pain. And it realizes that it has a second. Also, it does a once around like all cats do, trying to get out, and you create that sphere of protection. So it's just like, well, I'm in a box, so I'm gonna do what cats do in a box, and lay down and start to groom myself because it is in pain, and you could see that. That's what Kibbs does. Top of the round, a howl comes from the woods as a massive creature stalks and steps into sight. Cecilia, you could see all of its glory. This creature dwarfs the other wolves. As it steps out, it actually oddly walks on 2 legs, like a man, but its arms drag the floor. Its eyes red and blazed with rage. You could see a collar around its neck, and instead of the spikes facing out, the spikes are facing in, thrusting into this creature's neck. It actually has metal armor on its body. It looks like someone has driven metal into this creature's body to add for more protection. And it howls in rage. As you are the closest thing, but everyone now can see this thing stepping up onto the ledge. The moonlight glinting off of its armor. And here it goes. So it's going to rush for its master. So it's going to use its powerful charge and move into combat. So it's going to jump down and gets to stride twice, pushing everyone out of its way. So
Could I try to make a strength attack or strength against it?
To like stop it?
Yeah.
Yes, it actually makes athletics checks to knock people out of its way.
I'm going to try. I hear it barreling through. So we're out of turn, but
yeah. So the first one is a 24 on Scarlet. Scarlet, are you going to try to like stand in its way or like allow yourself to get knocked out of the way? You're muted, Scarlet.
I really allow myself to get knocked out of the way.
There you go. So Scarlet gets knocked back 10 feet from the beastie. And now we come to Rain. It's going to make an athletics check to see what it can do against you.
Okay.
Oh, Rain. So you are tough. You are built strong.
yes.
And you, for lack of a better term, lock horns with this beast as it rushes into you to try and clear people out the way. You get low and you just grapple, grabbing into this creature. Actually, some of the metal that's been grafted and scarred into this creature's body cuts into your pads on your hands as you grapple with this beast. And that was 2 action, and now it's stuck next to you. What can it do? It's going to with its last action, it's going to try and like hit you with its spikes.
Okay.
That's the best thing it could do.
That's fair.
And it does hit. Not bad. So then as you're grappling, it's ripping and tearing into you and howling with a madness that's coming over it. But it's your go, Rain. So what would you like to do?
Brain just holding on, feeling the pain is not going to let go. And if anything, I'd like to use my turn to try to push it down onto the ground.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
try
I
to
like that.
subdue it, essentially pushing it prone.
Yeah, like you can drive it down into the ground. Yeah, make an athletics check.
Do I need to use a hero point? Is that enough for this big baddie?
You might need to use a hero point
I'm gonna
because
use a
this
hero
thing
point.
it's remember it's a boss battle, so it's pretty. It's got.
I was like, 25 is nice, but 25 might not be good enough. Okay, we're using one of those hero points.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Rain is just struggling against this creature.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, it's the same thing.
So you're kind of tussling back and forth, and you're trying to drive this creature down into the ground, and it braces itself, and it's pushing back against you. As you kind of you realize, like, maybe you've dealt with big things and you handle yourself. This might just be a little too much out the gate for you right now.
Okay.
You still got 2 more actions. Do whatever you need to do.
Okay, this might be a little strange too. I know it's trying to barrel past me, right, to get to its master.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm not able to fend it off, this might have to be like an acrobatics or something. Can I choose to like roll on my back to let it kind of roll over me? As I push it off toward,
like throw it, use its
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna take it for a somersault ride with me.
yeah, I like that. Yeah. Use your acrobatics.
The action of me rolling backwards and then trying to take it with me to propel into it. I'm sure that will take my 2 actions, but I will gladly spend it.
Yeah. So you want to do that? So you're giving me the 2 actions. We're gonna say it works, right? So you're giving me the 2 actions, and you throw this creature over your shoulders. You roll. It lands on its back. Next to Marvolo. You are again prone. You did that, you back roll somersault, and you come up onto your knees, staring this creature into the eyes, as it's like trying to turn itself over. It's more like a turtle on its back, but it is prone. So that's pretty solid. Nexon, what would you like to do as it is your go? That came out really well. I like that.
There we go.
Yeah, Nexon just sees this thing appear and then run by her, and it's like, cool. I'm going to kind of get around to here.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like, I'm just sneaking up, still covered in mud. And then she's going to shuffle her feet together and point out the finger as it crackles with electric energy. And I'm gonna try an electric arc. Big guy.
Yeah, make it happen.
Oh, critical failure.
Yes.
So that is 34. Okay.
But then it arcs onto someone else, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'll have it arc to the
bad guys.
Yeah, the little wolfie. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Damn!
Nexon is not having any of this. Oh, it's the mud. The mud is like amplifying the electricity.
Magic mud.
Mud.
It gives you the power.
Well, seeing as this one's not instantly killed, you do have a critical hit card. What would you like to pick for your number from 1 to 5?
We'll go with 3.
All right.
Like 3.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Oh, that's pathetic. You can't have that one. I mean, unless you want to cut the wolf off from magic. I mean, okay, here we go. As the arc of lightning tears through the body of the large ogre, its eyes burn and sizzle with smoke emanating from its eye sockets. The arc of lightning then careens into the nearby wolf, who howls in pain, and in a similar fashion, their eyes begin to heat up. The target is blinded until the end of its next turn.
Stop. That's so awesome.
This is very cool.
Bad doggy. And that is my turn.
Awesome. So I love this. So it is blinded, so it can't see. Everything is concealed to it. These creatures go. Scarlet, you're up. You got pushed back. This thing is gone mad. This massive creature just ran and knocked you aside. What would you like to do?
I have a question. Is the spiritual weapon always the same?
Your spiritual weapon can take whatever form you wish it to take.
Every turn.
Yes.
Okay, good to know. I would like. Can I reach the big bad wolf with my whip?
You would have to move, which eats up a little bit of an action.
Yes. Okay.
But you don't have to be on top of it because you have that reach. So you gotta get a little closer. Next to Marvolo Collodi, your two brave companions, and yeah, you could reach out and touch them with the whip.
So I'm thinking I would like to grab its neck with my whip and hold on tight.
Okay.
So should I roll for that first?
Yes. So you just make a attack roll because you're trying to hit it. Uh, 33 to hit the bigums. Let's see what happens. That does hit. Wow, that's really powerful. Yeah, it does hit. So you wrap it, the whip around its neck, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then what would you like to do?
I would like to use my spiritual weapon to be actually just a dagger again. And I'm thinking, since I'm strangling him, he has his mouth open.
Yep.
And I would like to throw the dagger into his mouth.
On try and like stab him in the mouth. Yeah,
Yes.
make an attack roll.
So the +9 one.
Yes. As the dagger launches from next to you, right? Because it's like floating around magical energy. It launches, flies to the creature's mouth, but sadly, as you're strangling the creature, it turns its head and it whips past its face, and then it flies back up into the air. Sadly, it wasn't high enough roll to hit.
Okay, but I'm still holding on tight, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Which we'll see how that turns out. The big guy, engulfed in flames, and Nexon's magic drops to the floor. The whistle rolls from its hand. Cecilia, what would you like to do?
I'm going to go pick up the whistle.
Okay.
I don't know
So
where
you
it's
move-
located. So
Yeah, you move closer. You like slide past Rain. You get close enough to this big, stinky creature. Reach down. You grab the whistle. What would you like to do?
I would like to attempt to use it to command the wolves.
Okay.
Is that like diplomacy, or is that like?
So you're basically gonna blind blow on the whistle, right?
Yeah.
To see like maybe they'll listen to you or some fashion. So totally you blow the whistle. And it's going to be so yeah, you blow the whistle, and what would you like them to do? Right? Like what's the end game from blowing this whistle?
I just want them to stop, like heal?
Okay, yeah.
Like
Okay.
sit?
So you reach out and you blow deeply into this whistle, and that eerie sound emanates over the field again. The wolves, kind of confused, start to like look around. The one that Nexon blinded is scraping at his face, but you realize as you blow this whistle, the big creature that's on the floor seems to like rage even more. The other dogs all kind of stop and they kind of like sit up, like when a dog just suddenly realizes it's doing something wrong. And they, as the creature like rages, they put their ears down and their tails kind of go low, almost between their legs.
But the big creature is still fighting it?
It's losing its mind. It's like just whipping around.
Okay, then I would like to take the whistle and smash it.
Okay.
Point to Marvolo and yell, get it out of its binds. That is not right.
Okay. So, smashing the whistle. Two things happen. One, you smash it, and a howl and a blast of cold air erupts around you. So everyone around Cecilia needs to make a reflex save as ice crystals explode out around you guys, as this was the Winter Wolf's token. As you do that, it's cool. Not a problem.
I know. Part of me is sitting there going, "Oh, was that our boss battle magic item?" Oh.
Maybe. But it's okay. We'll get more mud.
Okay.
I love mud.
You smash it. Great plan, right? The wolves freak out. Everything stops. There's that moment of calm. Rush of air explodes. Ice crystals everywhere. Nexon is fine. She's far enough away. But sadly, Marvolo, Rain, and Cecilia all have to make reflex saves for the explosion of ice. Yeah, because it's in your hand. You got. But so do my puppies. All my little puppy dogs.
Oh no!
No.
Just a reflex, or is there a specific save area?
It's just reflex.
Main page, bottom right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Rain, were you using your other token?
Yes, I am. I'm not sticking with my 2 that I rolled. Okay, that's a little higher. 19.
Okay. 19, 21. So 19, 21 will pass. The 14 sadly won't.
Oh, hang on, wait. Because Mac just gave a reroll to someone. I'm hoping Mac likes me. Maybe. Yes, maybe. So how many people failed?
Only Marvolo will be taking
Yay.
critical damage.
Okay. Yay. Does it 24? No, wait, that was Chloe. Sorry, no.
That's
ignore
cool.
Ignore that, yep.
Those of you who pass take as per normal half damage. Marvolo actually passed. It's not a critical success because you have to roll very high for this magical item that's gotten smashed, but everyone just will take half, basically half damage. So was that 5 and one more for good measure for 6d6 worth of damage. So 18 points, take half of ice damage. My wolves, on the other hand, all get to make their saves. So we're just going to do this very quickly.
Where do I put damage?
I could do it for you. I have it. So on the combat tracker, just so you know, it's fine. I got it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But for those of you tracking at home, Cecilia has 72 hit points, so it's not terrible.
Nope.
So you only take 9 points of damage. It's not terrible. You've seen worse. So my wolves take 18 points of damage. Excluding that one that Nexen nuked, that one doesn't make it. Only because of a critical hit.
Blinded by the light.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and my winter wolf, the thing that you guys are fighting, it gets to make a save. It failed.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Well, yeah. So it takes 18. That's not bad.
Is
So-
it still like I don't know if I've used up all 3 turns. I think I have, but I think I did 2 things. I
Mhm.
took the whistle and blew it, then I smashed it.
And you still got one more action.
Yeah, I want to see if I can shoot the collar off.
Oh yeah. Hey, yeah, that's a cool trick. Yeah, give it a shot.
So is that my third,
That will be your third action.
as in
Like-
like on the thing though?
No. It's the first one. It's your first attack.
Okay.
You just did 2 generic things.
Yeah.
26. So it fires into the collar.
Yeah.
Because of the ice creating a brittle collar, the collar kind of explodes off of this creature.
Okay.
But Scarlet's got a nice hold on it. She's got it held down with the whip.
Yeah.
So that's good. Cecilia, as you fire into the collar on this wolf, you realize its eyes, where they were maddening red, have now turned a lovely shade of ice blue. And that will be the end of your turn. All my wolves are confused. They don't know what's going on. An explosion of ice happened. So they're all going to start to like step back, effectively trying to like move away from the danger, right? As you are all the biggest danger, except for one of the wolves is on fire due to Marvolo. So Marvolo, please roll a d6.
I'm sorry, puppy. It's 2 damage.
2, 20. So that's 20 hit points. And then it's going to kind of, that one's actually just going to run off because it is on fire.
I'm sorry, puppy. I was trying to hit the ogre.
Collodi, Marvolo, what would you two like to do?
Okay, well, Malvolo, having been covered in ice very suddenly, just sort of stands there kind of frozen for a moment. He then recalls Celia asking him to remove the like restraints on him. Is he wearing like, the metal spiky armor and stuff like that?
Yes, it is wearing spiky armor all over its body.
All right, Malvolo will immediately look in Cecilia's direction and go, have you lost your goddamn mind? Do you see how big this thing is?
I don't believe it right to capture anything. Those restraints are not its own.
Fine. I'm going to walk very sheepishly up to the creature, and I would like to try and use my quick craft to disassemble the metal restraints on the wolf.
Okay. So make your quick craft check as some of the restraints are able to be removed, as you also your master, so it's fine. You're able to get shackles off of the arms and legs and around the waist, but
Jesus.
you also realize some of the spikes have been driven into the bone and are welded into its body.
I would like to use a medicine check to remove them. And with my medical warding and my quick healing, I would also like to do that and heal Rain at the same time because, yeah, boy.
What can't you do right now?
Look how fancy you are.
Look, I can't fight for garbage. Which that's actually still fine. I mean, it's not my.
That's still fine. You
Yeah.
still take the full heal.
Yeah. So that's 10 points of healing for you and the wolf. And then for the surgery. Come on, you. Yeah, it's better. 27.
27.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're slowly kind of digging out these spikes on the wolf as Scarlet actually now needs to make an athletics check because you're holding that thing, and this thing is whipping in pain. It's confused, right? Like it's it's a beast. It's confused. It's not sure what's going on.
Oh yeah, I'm basically conducting like massive surgery in the span of like 6 seconds. So,
Yeah.
so I'm just like, okay, calm down, go to sleep. Oh please God, why?
So Scarlet's holding on, and it's yanking, and Scarlet. So now my question to you is: do you want to still hold on, or do you want to release the beast, as it is said?
Yes, I will continue to hold on for my life. I want to
Okay.
try. I definitely want to try and finish what I'm doing. I don't want to leave it midway.
Cool. And you're and Scarlet, what about you? Do you still want to hold on?
I will release.
Oh, could I get?
I was like, nope, I'm not about this life.
Can Kalodi grab onto the whip?
The rope, yeah, you still have time. So Kalodi, as you release, Kalodi lunges out of the brush, and
spits out
actually
leaves.
as he moves past you, gets a little mud on your beautiful leathers, and grabs the leash.
All right.
She looks so offended.
I know. And Kalodi's like, okay. All right, come down, big fella. Come on. We just need to put you. No, wait. That's a bad choice of words. We don't need to put you down. We just need you to lie down, relax. Don't worry. Doc's gonna take good care of you. Okay. Yeah. I'm hopefully gonna have succeeded. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I pulled.
Yeah,
Up.
you pull out a good number of these spikes.
Okay. How many more do I have?
About 10. So you pulled out about 10, and you have another 10. Think like its entire back was like a porcupine quill.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna keep going. I hope this is worth it.
All right, so Marvolo's gonna start to keep going, moving his turn in that fashion. My beast goes, and it's on the ground. Its eyes, and this is a strange thing. Rain, Cecilia, you see now a emotion, right? Almost a human like emotion, as it's fear. This creature is in fear of what's going on. It can't talk. Cecilia, where you removed the collar, you could just see holes in this neck. And it has a nasty scar around where the thing is. And you realize, Marvolo, looking at it, its vocal cords were probably cut, or something was done to it where it wouldn't be able to talk. And this creature looks terrified of what's going on. As the creature is now more alive, I'm going to give the group one action, so you guys can figure out who wants to do this, to make a diplomacy check or some kind of nature check. Cecilia, are you raising your hand? I see it. All right, so you're gonna try and diffuse this situation.
Yeah.
Hopefully it turns out well, because this might be the magic item instead of the skull. We'll see what happens.
For music wise, are we dropping out of combat here?
We are. Sorry. Well, we might be dropping out of combat, or everyone will get eviscerated, because this thing's pretty tough. We'll see what happens. Yes, Scarlet, I see you.
I would just like to remind people that I still have my spell Calm Emotions that could help.
Okay.
Is that just like on the area, or was that on the ogre?
That was so she was able to hit the ogre with it, And then she could then cast it.
Transfer it. Okay. Yeah, no worries. I'm going to lower my top half like a bow, but remain keeping eye contact with the creature. And using my multilingual skill, I'm just going to speak in my own voice and offer a like mutual respect to this creature.
Okay.
We do not wish you harm. Please let us help. Do you want me to roll diplomacy?
Yes. Okay. So as you do that, roll diplomacy, and we'll see where we go from here. 28. Nice. Okay, that's nice and high. As you do that, its eyes widen, and it stops like moving. And as you do that, it kind of stops, and Marvolo yanks out another spike, and you see it like wince in pain, but it doesn't react violently.
Stay with me.
It looks at you, and its eyes moving between you and Rain and Marvolo as the three of you are the closest to it. So we are gonna fall out of combat, so you don't have to worry so much about like spells and length of stuff. So you guys are able to just freely talk. Nexon, are you gonna keep that bubble up around Kib, or
Oh, you muted.
you muted.
If the wolves have all run off, I will just let the bubble dissipate.
Okay.
And kind of try and slowly approach Kib.
Okay. So we have two situations. Nexon approaching Kib, and the party trying to quell a humongous monster. So Nexon, as you approach Kib, you notice it's beat up pretty badly, right? And it's a fire pelt Kruger. You actually have dealt with the furs of this creature before, so you smell a little bit like a fire pelt. So it leans out and it licks your hand as you come closer to lean down to gesture towards it, and it's that rough sandpaper cat tongue, and it's still laying prone on the floor as you gently caress its head, and you realize Kib's not going anywhere. You kind of have control over Kib at this point. But it's in bad shape.
I'd like to just cast Soothe on it.
Nice,
So
good.
that does 1d10 plus 4
Awesome.
hit points of healing.
Ooh,
14
hit points. So you actually bring Kib up from the 1 hit point it was at to now maximum life. Kib is at full life. Yeah. So ethereal twine wraps and starts to suture the wounds on Kib, as first it winces in slight pain, confusion, and then it realizes it's just warm. It's kind of like just warming. Maybe like there's a little minty smell behind it, and it stops, and it starts to nuzzle your hand, and you realize it's friendly. It's gone to friendly, but it's also still not getting up. It's still kind of laying there, and its tail does that thing where you know when a cat's relaxed and it's just slowly whipping its tail back and forth. If only there was a cat person in the party, but sadly, the cat person is now dealing with the dog person all the way on the other side of the map. And we're going to transition to that side right there as Rain and Cecilia and Marvolo are looking at this, and Ari, you've now kind of stepped next to Kalodi, and you're looking at Kalodi. Kalodi's holding your whip, holding it in in place. Yes, AJ.
Scarlet, could you do the massage heel to this creature very gently around its neck?
It doesn't look. It looks a bit filthy though. If anyone has any gloves, I don't have some.
Kalodi immediately sort of goes, "Hey, don't worry, I got you covered." And you watch as basically like it's almost you hear the sound of like printing paper, like, and he like out of his mouth two like perfectly white, pristine, clean gloves come out of his mouth.
And I will grab them just like towels and say thank you.
Yep.
So I put on the glove and then I will heal. I will try and heal the wolf.
All right. So again, you launch that energy, you reach into your divine goddess, and she grants you the power, and you heal this mangy beast, this creature. You can actually, Marvolo, as you're pulling out these spikes, you can hear the snapping and the mending of the bones in this creature's body. Around the neck starts to glow, and it smells like honey for a split second. And Scarlet, you kind of step back, and you smell like honey. You actually smell like, so if people are close enough to you, you smell like honey from the divine energies.
Why do you smell like honey?
Oh, it's just it's my goddess's thing.
Right.
And the creature now leans up slightly, allowing Marvolo to keep pulling these spikes out. And then with the last pop, one of the spikes falls to the floor. These jagged metal bits. And it sits up. As Kalodi's still holding the reins, and it looks at the group, and it goes to speak, and in a hoarse whisper, it says, "Release. Thank you."
Of course. No creature deserves what was bestowed upon you.
It looks at you, Cecilia, and then it scans the group. It says, "Pack safe."
Is your pack safe?
And it nods, like in almost like a yes, that's what it's asking.
I think he thinks we're his pack now.
Or he's asking where the rest of his pack is.
Well, listen, he's more than welcome to join us. I can say that much.
You are very welcome to join us. But if you're searching for your pack, we can also help.
So it looks at the group, and then it's going to like stand slowly, right? So it puts both of its hands down, and it starts to stand as like almost an not like to show you its chest. And as it stands, and the armor that Marvolo had pulled off, it clinks, and one of those black arrows pendants falls out of its hide onto the floor, and it says, "Pack not safe." And that's where we will end it for today.
Super quick.
Yes.
Malvolo goes, "Can I get down now, please?" Still
Oh,
hanging.
that's right. You're on it.
And no one's holding it. If it runs off
No.
into the woods, I'm a druid now. That's just what happens. So.
You and Rain.
I
Yeah.
thought Clody was holding it.
Collodi let it go when he
Oh, he stood.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Awesome. That was great. That was so
That's
good.
amazing.
So I want to say thank you very much to everyone listening. Again, thank you very much to Hero Forge for sponsoring us and Sirenscape. Thank you very much to Michael for running the Sirenscape sounds. That's not me. That's Michael in the background. So he's doing all the technical work. And it's a hassle, especially at 12:30 a.m. Australian time. So thank you so much to all my players. But that's enough for me. You guys heard me for many hours, so I will shut up and throw it over to my amazing cast. And as always, Dawn, how you doing today, Dawn? Tell us what's going on, where they can find you.
Hey folks, when I'm not here playing Nexen with these wonderful people, you can find me over my YouTube channel, which is Roll for Initiative with the number 4, where I make videos with my partner Ryan all about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests. And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram, R4I Vlog.
Oh, me. Right. I was just really entranced. Sorry.
Soaking it all in.
Make sure that you follow Roll for iBlog. I'm Becca Godsey. I am just still really also thinking about this poor wolf. I'm sorry. I just hope it's okay and that it gets to go back to its pack and it'll be safe and it can be a happy wild animal again. In any case, I am also here on Twitch at XCausticPhoenix, but more importantly tonight, my show, D20 Deathmatch, launches this evening, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you get a chance, follow us over at D20 Deathmatch over on Twitch. It is D&D PvP short skirmish battles where we have 2 amazing people come and join us each week and have epic, ridiculous fights. So why not?
Love it. That's amazing. Hi guys, I'm AJ Winters. I am from the same country as Dead Aussie Gamer, Australia. I make world building videos over on Winter's Tales. I am building a world one step at a time that I'm going to host and DM a game in next year. Episode 7 came out today. It's on transportation and I made some cool fantasy homebrewed items. So if you want to go check that out, I'll put a link in chat.
And I'm Ari. I make a webcomic that comes out every Monday on Instagram. There should be a link for my link tree. It's a fantasy webcomic about a witch and her dragon. Go check it out.
That's so cool. Hey guys, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And you can find it here a multitude of times. I am running games. Let's see. Curse of Strahd on Wednesday. I'm running Rise of the Ruby Phoenix on Fridays, Strange Aeons on Saturdays, and I am back here for Rise of the Runelords on Sundays. But as of November, we are putting together 2, scratch that, potentially 3 new shows coming up very, very soon. One is going to be called Sirens and Silver, which will be a pirate adventure held on either a Friday or Saturday. And then we have a brand new Patreon game coming to the channel, most likely on a Monday. And we'll see if we can aim it to go just before Deathmatch so that we can give you guys the raid and come and share some love and come hang out with you guys because you guys are really cool. And I've actually seen what they've been doing for the Deathmatch stuff, and I'm so excited about it. Yeah, that's me. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm up to.
And as always, I'm your host with the most, your GM, Jared. And when I'm not here GMing for this amazing cast, which blows me away every week, and I love playing with them, you can find me over on my Twitch channel, NVNG, super simple, or you could just come visit me on my website, nvngpodcast.com, because we do podcasts and actual plays and stuff. Yeah, stuff sounds right? But that's enough from me here. So I want to throw it back over to Michael because Michael gives out the love and loves to raid other channels. So Michael, take it away.
Hell yeah. So today we are going to go and raid our friends. let's see, Careful Cantrip, who is out and about doing stuff at the moment. Now, Careful Cantrip is a wonderful, wonderful performer and a awesome world builder. So if you are a person looking at building your own campaign, or kind of like AJ, doing some world building and stuff like that, definitely give him a follow. He has some great inspirational words. He is currently interviewing Crimson Rockstar, who is also a friend and fan of the channel. So we're going to go send all our love and all our respect over there. So do be sure to stick around for the raid, because that's also a great way to earn those channel points that you can use to influence, have fun, and otherwise, change the course of my adventures. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, till next time, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone!